Can you work well with internal recruiters? Are they your frenemies forever? Find out in this video on how I actually make them my friends. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter, and if you haven't yet seen this channel before, it is all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter. So make sure you check this out every Thursday at noon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. But today, we are going to talk about internal recruiters. So remember, I'm an external recruiter. That's how I make the big bucks, right? That's what I definitely suggest, although being an internal recruiter can be a really amazing, lucrative, and successful career. So you can go either way. I'm here to help. But I'm an external recruiter. And so I recently got asked from one of my subscribers, thank you so much, is how do you actually have a relationship with internal recruiters, ones that don't want anything to do with you? He actually mentioned that we were a necessary evil. And by the way, I have heard that before, just not in a few years. So remember, I do the Bay Area, San Francisco area, and right now it's like we are just two peas in a pod. We work really well together, internal, external, because companies with the high growth, with the engineering demands that they have, they cannot even handle working with just external. Even though we do a great job, they still need to have the internal handling the process and still driving candidate flow as well. Like I said, that's why I put these secrets out here on the millionairerecruiter.com, so you guys can actually learn and help out in this mission to find more engineers for these companies. There's really enough to go around, and that's how it came to be, I think, with internal recruiters. So this particular person that asked this question works in a market where internal and externals are just not jiving right now, and it's a little bit newer to them. And like I said, I've been doing this for a few years with internals, but it wasn't always that way. So I want to just talk to you about how I did overcome that hump and how now it's very harmonious. We're not just the necessary evils. We need each other in order to succeed, in order to have, keep our eye on the prize is, I guess, what I would call that, because we essentially report to the same person. And when I mean report, remember, we're working together. They are not our boss. The client is not our boss, but they are the ones that are driving the process, driving the hiring, and really expect a certain flow from us in order to make it a really great relationship. So here we have internal people. They are a lot of times just really coordinating. Sometimes they're recruiting themselves, but it's so overwhelming, and we're so, I think, overworked. I think internal recruiters are overworked more than externals because we kind of just do whatever we want. We can work with whatever clients we want, work in whatever positions we want, where internal doesn't get that luxury. So I think what's cool about that relationship and realizing, like, look, an external, we can help you. Therefore, it just makes our job a lot easier. And a lot of times now, internal recruiters actually thank us, which a few years ago I didn't think would ever happen. So here's how I really make that work. Number one, I would really make sure that you speak on the phone at the very least, if not in person, if you can, because I think that's where you really get some stuff done, to the internal recruiter. So whenever they come into the process, whenever you're introduced to them, whatever works, speak with them and get on the same page, because again, you have the same goal. And I think as long as you guys understand that you have the same goal, then it can really work out for both of you. And talk to them like they're your buddy. That or your coworker, because that's what it is. They are your coworker. You're shooting the shit, you're keeping it real, and they probably have the same gripes and the same frustrations as you do. So for example, let's say your hiring manager just takes, I don't know, forever to get back. It's not like, within a couple hours, they're taking maybe 3 days to get back to you. It's super frustrating. Don't you think that internal recruiter is having that same issue? Yeah. Probably. That's why they were brought in, and that's the evil that we have to mess with. We're not the evils anymore. It's a hiring manager now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so you can relate to the troubles that you've seen while working with this particular client, because they see them too. And if they haven't yet, they will. So you can give them like a little heads up. And again, It's not a negative conversation. It is just a real conversation. And I think that that's super, super, super important. And then you can also say, hey, what have you seen? What's good for me to know? You know, just back and forth. Remember, pay it forward constantly. You give a little, they'll give a little. You give a little, they'll give a little. That is exactly what happens in the recruiting world. And that's what's gonna set you apart and make you the millionaire recruiter. So yeah, once you're on the same page there, fantastic, move forward. Then you want to really make sure you are there for them. So meaning, hold each other accountable. So when you're sending a resume, you expect them to get back at a certain point, right? Well, maybe their hiring manager's not getting back. So then maybe you then just give some suggestions or empower them to know, look, you know that this is a good resume. Why don't you talk to them? And then just put it on your hiring manager. So again, that's just like an open conversation, and you need to make sure that when you're sending a candidate, it's a whole other subject, but when you're sending a candidate, you actually send some substance and context to, instead of just sending a resume. Because again, don't assume that just because they're the internal company for the client, they might not know the client like you already do. So, you know, just give them a little grace. I think that that's good. Another, I think, must in order to have a great relationship with an internal recruiter is to bribe them. Look, I'm a mom. I got 2 little kids. I believe in bribing, and I think it works here. So, for example, you know, hey, if you're having a great relationship, send them your company swag, send them a bottle of their favorite alcohol. Get to know them and understand that they're appreciated. Because what you might not realize now, like let's just say you don't have a good relationship with internal recruiters, you don't realize how truly powerful they are and how they can actually move your candidates faster if they want to. Yeah. They're powerful. What's crazy is that companies, and this is why we have a job, companies still haven't taken the time that they really should to understand what recruiters do and really drive recruiting and hiring, yet it's the most expensive thing companies have to do. Well, sounds good to us. Yeah, so bribe them. Just show the love and say, hey, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and at the end of the day, we're all in it for the same exact reason, and it's to make sure that their company, your client, gets the best attention, the best candidates, the fastest, the most efficient, right? And so there's nothing wrong with that. You know, again, so the subscriber that brought this problem, I guess is what it is, it to me also said, you know, hey, how do I start reaching out to internal recruiters to get into the clients, or do I just bypass them? Here's the thing, again, it's about respect, right? The internal recruiter does drive the process. They might not be the ultimate decision makers, even especially with the fee agreement, but you don't know that. And actually a lot of companies I work with, internal recruiter does have that say, does have the authority to sign that fee agreement and push you forward. So just give them the benefit of the doubt, give them the respect they deserve, and reach out just as if they were the hiring managers. So that is my suggestion to you. Anyone that's currently a recruiter that is battling internals, would love to hear what's going on and maybe we can help. Or if you have any other ideas, send them my way. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you every Thursday at noon. And don't ever forget that money is the vessel that gets you to do all the amazing things you want to do with your life. So go do it.